This is breaking news from ThailandTV.news. Now all the Thailand news is in one place. The latest reports from around the clock and around the world. Breaking Thailand news from all the world's top news sources, translated into 11 languages and updated 24 hours a day. Here's Ali with more.
ThailandTV.news has it all. The latest news, weather and sports updates, plus up-to-the-minute events listings and fun things to do in Thailand. And that's not all. There's also entertainment, lifestyle, and travel news, including the latest visa information. If it's happening in Thailand, you'll find it here at ThailandTV.news.
It's all here at ThailandTV.news. All the latest news, weather, sports, they even cover ice hockey. It's all done at ThailandTV.news. Yes, it's all the Thailand news, all in one place.
This is Thailand's biggest night for hockey. This is Hockey Night in Thailand.
Well, it's election day here in Thailand, but inside the Thailand International Ice Hockey Arena, all we want to know is who's going to make the runoff, or at least the championship game here in the Siam Hockey League. Today, two teams can punch their ticket to next week's finale, or the other two teams can force a decisive Game 3. It is a fantastic time of the year for the Siam Hockey League, and we expect to see some desperate hockey and some really good gameplay. It's a doubleheader. The first game coming up is going to be Aware and KCG. Last time they met, we saw vintage KCG, an 8-3 win. Aware has their back against the wall. And then in Game 2, Siam Mandalay, fresh off of stunning the top seed Lexicon Lumberjacks in Game 1. Can they do it and sweep the league's #1 seed? Or will we see a Game 3 coming up next Thursday? We'll get to that game second, but first, I want to welcome in Greg Beatty. Pleasure to do this with you. Nice to see you again. And
thanks, Adam.
Welcome to a much colder arena. Yeah. It actually feels like a hockey environment. Last time we had the condensation rain dripping on us. Today, the ice is in good shape. We're ready to go.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a much faster game. The games last week, or not last week, a few days ago, I thought were a little bit slower than usual. I was expecting both teams to be really, actually all four teams to be really peppy. They weren't. But tonight, I have the feeling it's colder in here. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot more energy in the building, a lot more energy on the ice. And don't forget, the guys were off a long layoff last time, right? They were out for about a month. So here they've just played 3 days ago. So they've got their legs back. It only takes a day to get the legs back. So I expect a much faster game. And I also expect some really hot goaltending tonight. Both goalies came here early tonight. I was talking to both of them before the game. Both goalies are really, really fired up.
For much of this season, KCG, which you see on the ice in the gray jerseys, they were the best team in the league. At the end of the year, obviously, Lexicon Lumberjacks took the #1 spot in the playoffs. However, even with KCG scoring the way they did all season long, if you're James Speck, and you brought up the goalkeeping, the Aware goalkeeper, who's one of the best in the league, seeing that 8th spot on the board must have been something that really stuck in his craw after that game.
Yeah, goalies love a challenge, right? The worst thing for a goalie is if they know they're not going to get that many shots, they're not going to be that important in the game. I'll tell you something, if James Speck is hot tonight, he can help Aware win this game. And the other thing about KCG is they may be overconfident coming off a big win. So you've got certainly got the underdog. The question is Aware an overwhelming underdog? And I don't think they are. That's why this is going to be a fun game.
You know, the last month of the season, we talked about this before our last broadcast with these two teams. In the last month of the season, before the last 2 or 3 games when they didn't play very well, I thought Aware had a chance to be a sneaky championship pick. They were kind of the upset special. They played some really good hockey. You know, look, you talked about James Speck. Aware's defense this season has been up and down, but it was much better in the last month of the regular season. Yep. The issue with that team all year has been, where is the scoring going to come from? Obviously, it hasn't been a dynamic year for Patrick Forstner, but he has that kind of ability. We've seen the one game where Matthew Maillard had, I think, 4 goals, certainly a hat trick in the game. He's sort of, again, been hot and cold. Harrison Ostamel, the captain, really needs to also be a guy who can put the team on his back. For Aware, this could be a close game. The question is, if they give up more than 2 or 3 goals, and you know KCG is going to score in bunches, can Aware score with them?
Well, I think Aware's got to get the first goal. They're going to get that momentum. You're right. I think you've selected on the right players that really need to come up big this game. Matthew Maillard, Forstner, and I think Harrison. I mean, Harrison's got to really light up the red light tonight. He's got to score at least 1, if not 2 goals.
For KCG,
yes.
I told you before we went on the air, but this is a pretty funny statistic. When I was putting my boards together, what we call the lineup cards here with all my little notes and numbers, I was looking at the box score from the game 2 nights ago. 2 nights ago? What did we? Sunday?
3 nights ago.
3 nights ago.
Thursday
a total of, let's say, I don't have the number in front of me. I think there were 16 points allotted for KCG in that game, right? 8 goals, 8 assists, more or less.
Yes.
And I think those numbers align. There were no unassisted goals. So it was 8 goals, 8 assists, right? All but one of those 16 points, 15 of those 16 points, belong to the top line of obviously the great Jan Isaacson, who's the league's leading goal scorer, now record holder. Nick Lampson, who had 4 goals and 3 assists in that game. Jan had 3 goals and 4 assists. Tan Lim Pinpad had 1 goal and 3 assists. Ono Susutiko, the defenseman, had 1 assist. Nobody else for KCG even registered a point. That's no indictment of them, but it does say that if you're Aware, you need to be aware of that line all the time.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about keys to the game. There's only one key to the game for Aware. They've got to shut down that front line. That first line is super dangerous, as you just mentioned. They've got all the points. Not only are they good individual players, each of the 3 guys, each of the 3 forwards, but it's the way they work the puck. And as you said, they all the assists that were granted to that front line, they can pass the puck well. They can shoot the puck well. They work well together. And a little secret is that Jan Isaacson will not be available for the next game. So if Aware does win this game, they stand a chance to win the final game between these 2 teams without Jan Isaacson, because it's not only his scoring prowess, it's also his work the play, pass the puck prowess.
But, then we run into the danger of saying, well, then you have that second line, Jesse Starasta, Paul Stoddart, David Bohr. There's a lot of guys who can score for KCG. It's a tough matchup for anybody.
Yeah, but I think Aware can handle that second line a little bit better than the front line. So there, I think they're more equal. Yes, I think they both have decent power on the second line. They're pretty well matched there. It's the front line that's the disadvantage for Aware, because KCG is just so powerful with that front line.
Well, 17 minutes on the clock, and we are just about ready to go with the second day of playoff action here in the SHL. Just to reset for you, my name is Adam Gottschalk. Greg Beatty with me, Keith Mueller here to my left, and the man who brings this to you every week, whether we are here or not, whether the players are here or not. Keith will be here, and something will be on Thailand TV.
I've been here very lonely.
Aware in the opening period is going to be moving from left to right as you watch it on your TV, laptop, cell phone, whatever screens. KCG moving from right to left. It's KCG, as we told you, in the gray, trimmed in black and white. Aware wearing the red, trimmed in white. Now, I don't know much about pop culture music. This feels like a pretty soft song to start a hockey game.
Yeah, it's not. It's not firing me up. That's for sure.
I guess after we had 2 quick goals last week. In the first game we saw, there was a goal 8 seconds in. In the second game of the doubleheader, the first goal came at the 2-minute mark in the first period. So maybe that's the music is intended to say, well, guys, just let it establish a little bit. Let's get into the gameplay. Aware is with possession of the puck. That's Gabe Roscoe who has it. At some point, and this is your challenge, keep your eyes focused on the screen, because at some point Keith is going to fire out. Nick Lamson. Oh! What a save from Speck, kicking out the blocker pad. And how about that for a beginning? A 1-on-0 opportunity for Jan Isaacson and James Speck up to the challenge. And a whistle and a stoppage as the goal came off its moorings.
Well, that was a quick breakout and a great save by James Speck. You're right. He's going to love that, because that's going to build up his confidence for the rest of the game. When you start out like that, you feel good.
The other thing is, when we talk about the ice being in a better condition today, that was a bouncing puck that Jan scooped up without much trouble. That was not how last week unfolded, or 3 nights ago. Bouncing pucks were causing everybody some chaos, and so we'll see if the ice maintains its quality at the moment, but the conditions in here for now are perfect. Tanlim Pinpet charging after it. He does get possession momentarily, but it squirts away. Lampson collects in the corner. It's KCG possession, and coming in at the blue line to pick that one up and fling one towards the net is Mankorn Sukwibun. He's the only player for KCG who was not in the lineup last game. He's a sub who's playing today, wearing jersey number 12. By the way, just in case you are keeping your rosters at home, a couple subs for Aware. Tor Chartsuwan is in jersey number 16. And Pani Pasukij Watana.
Yeah, that's about 5 syllables there.
Is
well
wearing
said.
jersey
Well
number
grumbled there.
5.
That was good.
You know, before the game, Dom Dumas, the guy who runs the scorers table during the games, the public address announcer, does a little bit of everything here for the league. Dom told me before the game, hey, by the way, was listening to the broadcast before, you didn't get the, here, by the way, I'll tell you the story after this. Harrison Oztamel, a potential breakout. He's 1-on-1, fires and caught a piece of Gabor Toth, and stays in the offensive zone, though, as Forstner holds it in. That one trickles loose in front, and it's in! That is a goal. Harrison Oztamel on a rebound, and Aware takes an early lead.
Wow, that was tapping in the rebound there. They almost scored in the. That was about 3 shots there. Harrison almost had the breakaway. Gabor made a nice save, but they kept the puck in that end, and he came up with another shot, and put that one in.
Second playoff point for the captain Oztamel. He had an assist in the loss in Game 1. Now for KCG, Mankorn will fling one on net. That's a little bouncing puck. No trouble for Speck. And now another breakout. Aware playing with a lot of hustle. They do not want their season to end today. That's a nice centering pass and another opportunity in front. But it squirts away, and it's going to be the length of the ice, and that should be icing on the touch, but maybe they say it was deflected. Either way, Aware will take possession and come back. And that one is going to be, there's the whistle, this time the other direction. See a jersey number 6 for Aware. And Michael White is wearing jersey number 6 today instead of 11, I see. My red pen is on the other table, so I'm just going to scribble this note and most likely mess it up a whole bunch during this broadcast. Lampson centering pass was just a little to the backhand side of Isaacson. Missed him by a few centimeters, and it'll reset out to the blue line. Christoph Onliker jumps in on the play, trying to create, gets some space, feeds left side. Mankorn shot doesn't get through. Shim got a piece of it. Oh, that's going to be a penalty. That we could see from up here. It's going to be a KCG power play when we get the next touch up from Aware. It was just out of our vantage point who it was that's going to be skating off, but we'll know that soon enough. There's the touch. That's going to be either a boarding call or a cross-check. He calls it a boarding call.
I think it's Michael White. Did you say number 6? Michael White's wearing number 6?
It is Michael White who skates off. Yeah, that was, it would have been a good check if the guy he hit was a couple of feet closer to the boards, but when you're that far away, it just doesn't look good, and you're going to get that called. 2.5 minutes on the clock for the man advantage for KCG, trailing by 1. Aware has got to limit mistakes like that in this game if they're going to go toe-to-toe with the league's most potent offense. That one got a piece of the post. Making a bid for a quick goal here on the power play was Onlicker. Now Lamson has it. Lamson, nifty move. Gets in, shoots. Speck got a piece and holds it for the whistle. I think Lamson didn't quite elevate that as much as he wanted to, but that was a professional move, getting himself free for that chance.
Yeah, he created that play by himself. I think it rolled off his stick blade a little bit. He wanted some more lift on it and didn't get it.
KCG wins the faceoff. Mancorn playing at the blue line today. Anlicker shoots and saved by Speck. Rebound loose, gets caught up in the skates of the official, and that allows Lamson to skate over and pick it up. There's a turnover, but Aware not quite able to get possession and clear, so it stays with KCG. Isaacson trying to wrap around move himself, gets free, shot blocked in front. Kicks off into the corner and trickles over the blue line and out. And now, with 1:18 left on the power play, KCG will need to touch it up and reset. Did not take them long to do that. Isaacson to Limpinpet. Lamson's in there. Alex Phelps and Mancorn Sukwibun, the other two on the ice for KCG. Centering pass, hands shot, saved by Speck. He is locked in early.
He is, and also no rebound there. He's covering up the puck well. Another good save.
I'm not sure if the scoreboard updated yet. If so, it's 6. If not, it's 7 shots, all saved by Speck, and some of those have been point-blank missiles. But a fantastic start to the game for Speck, and he's called. They had too many guys on the ice. I see, just a miscommunication. The officials rightly allow them to sort that out without issuing another penalty. Puck goes the length of the ice, nice clear off the faceoff. Matthew Maillard skating after it, trying to chew up some clock, but it's right back in the hands of KCG momentarily. Roscoe, almost a dangerous turnover, but there the puck is sent back out to neutral ice and down, and that should run the remaining 5 seconds. Off the man advantage, we'll watch Michael White in the box below us. And as the power play ends, White back on the ice. Starasta has it, though. Threat not done. There's a tap-in opportunity that somehow stayed out. I do not know how that was not in the net, but it was not in the net. And now a whistle for an icing as the puck went all the way to the other side of the ice.
Yeah, that was a great pass by Jesse Starosta over to Dave Board. Dave just couldn't get a stick on it. Went through his legs.
8:56 left as the clock runs here in the opening period. It's a 1-0 lead for Aware. It's win or go home for Aware. If KCG wins, they move on to the championship game, which will be held next week, I believe on Saturday.
Yes.
Devin Michael for Aware will start the breakout. That's White along with him and Matthew Maillard. White, nice move, getting himself down below the goal crease, but fighting for it was Phelps, and Alex Phelps is the one who actually came away with it, but turns it right back over to Maillard. Aware 3 shots on goal, one of them in. KCG officially 6 shots, but no goals, so all that matters right now is the scoreboard reads 1-0. There's a turnover and a shot quickly snapped by Maillard, but Gabor Toth was up to the challenge and read that one well. There's an arm up in the air, but I guess that was just going to be a delayed offsides call. That is almost icing, but waved off as Patrick Forstner, according to the official, got a step on the opposing player, Sukwibun, and that is in. That's a goal. That was fired from an off angle. It caught a piece of a body in front. I'm not sure if that was Onlicker or if it was Toth, but somehow That one got into traffic, and Aware is leading 2-0.
Whoa. I don't think we were expecting this. Wow.
So the goal is credited to Forstner. There's another opportunity as streaking in was Ostamel, but it was saved, and now a 2-on-1 back the other way as KCG, desperate times. Here's Limpinpet, who fires and scores. What a missile from Tan Limpinpet as he goes top shelf, and all of a sudden, we have an end-to-end back-and-forth hockey game. Aware leads 2-1. KCG saying, don't count us out yet. We can score in bunches.
Yeah, what a shot. You're right. That was a laser shot. Missile shot.
So Forstner
Well,
got... And there's another one in front, and somehow Speck got a piece and squeezes the pads. Man, look, there's two ways to tell this story so far in the game. As James Speck actually looks
like
a little bit slow to get up.
Yeah, he might have stretched his groin there because his knees were far apart. The way he slid.
Not sure if he had. I mean, this is purely speculation. The injury timeout, the clock will stop. I'm not going to. I don't know anything to say that this is true. However, we've watched a lot of James Speck this year. He was doing more stretching than I've seen from him before the game today. You know, he was on the ice for longer than you typically see him to do mostly lower body stretching, and I don't know whether he has some kind of lingering muscle injury, but he's back on his feet and wants to stay in. Look, the point I was trying to make is KCG wins the faceoff. Onlicker tees one up, looking for a deflection, gets one, but Speck makes the save. In front, there's a shot from Lampson turned aside. Aware really needs a clear to change a possession, but they won't get it here as Isaacson holds it in. Goes left side to Mancorn. He fires one looking for Lampson, but thankfully for Aware, somebody got a piece and deflected it out of play. What I was going to start to say, two ways you can read this game so far. Number one, James Speck is playing a whale of a hockey game, and Aware is going to be in it until the end because of him. Number two is he's playing a whale of a hockey game because his team has hung him out to dry a lot.
Yeah. They've got strong offense today. They've already got the 2 goals, but they're not so strong on the defense.
KCG regains possession quickly after losing the faceoff, but now it's taken from Aware. Devin Michael. Aware at this point just needs some time in the offensive zone to give their players a chance to catch their breath. That was Kelly Shim who brought it in, and Shim has it now, looking for a deflection from Michael down low, but Devin Michael got turned around and couldn't quite swing his hockey stick back the other way. Eric Fowley is fighting for it and manages to poke it back into the offensive zone for Aware. This is the first time we've been able to catch our breath. And there's a turnover. Devin Michael, man, he whiffed on that one. He was all alone in front of the net, but just trickled one. I don't think he realized how much time he had to actually get a better shot. This is a fun game for broadcasters. If there were coaches behind the bench, they would be losing their minds right now on both sides.
Yeah, there's been some turnovers, some sloppy plays here and there, but you're right. From a spectator's point of view, it makes it like a fun game. So,
well, look, we did not know how Aware would come out psychologically in this game after getting trounced by KCG in Game 1. They are playing like a team that wants their season to continue. It's fun to watch the way that they've approached this first period.
Yeah, they've got a lot more hustle in this first period than they did the other games.
There's Mancorn streaking in and flings one across the goal mouth, but nothing doing. Onlicker's played big minutes here in the first period, looking for Lampson. Lampson backhand pass for Mancorn, who will corral it in the corner momentarily. But Jan Isaacson will save the possession for KCG. Isaacson behind the net, looking for somewhere to go. He'll hold on to it himself. A little two-man game with Onlicker. Back to Isaacson. Behind the goal, he goes with the pass to Lampson. That one deflected out. Still held in. KCG just dominating time of possession here in the last 5 minutes or so. There's a pass again on a centering feed for Limpinpet that sneaks through. But still, Aware cannot clear. Onlicker holds the line. There's finally a turnover. Aware really needed a chance to maybe get some fresh bodies on the ice as you see Ostamel skating off. Maillard comes back on. Nick Lampson, a little bit too far for Isaacson. He was trying to spring him on a breakout there. Aware will circle back behind the net. That's Puni with the puck, but not for long. KCG takes it right back. Final 3 minutes here in the opening period. Aware leads 2-1. Isaacson circling and just puts the puck out there, dropping it off for Phelps, but Phelps couldn't do anything with it, and here comes Aware. Now they'll just get that line change. So Ernesto Bauer, who's not on my roster card, he is playing. That's him on the ice in 88.
Yes.
So I don't know if he was a late addition to the lineup today, but he was a goal scorer in the first game for Aware, so I'm sure they're really happy that he's here in the lineup today. There's a turnover. Brandon Vick snapshot saved by Speck. Right to Devin Michael. Kelly Shim dancing with the puck, overlaps with Michael, fires one towards Todd. That handcuffed him and sneaks into the net. Aware's 2-goal lead has been restored. And the second consecutive Aware goal on kind of a broken play in front.
Yeah, there was a bit of a turnover. They just took command of the situation, got a tricky shot away, and it popped over Gabor. It hit his shoulder and then just popped over. Popped over the shoulder.
So credit on the goal goes to Devin Michael. The assist to Kelly Shim, I believe. There's a turnover in front. And Starosta has it. He fires, and it's deflected just high. KCG got that goal right back after they gave up the second goal. They would love to do the same here in the last 90 seconds of the first period. Either way, Devin Michael, who scored 6 in the regular season, gets his first playoff goal in this 2022-2023 campaign, and it's a big one. Oh, man, that was just an inch too high for Starosta. No icing, though, as he is first to the puck. Gabe Roscoe behind the net. There's a turnover, and Devin Michael has it again for Aware, and here they come, one-on-one. Kelly Shim snaps a shot. Toth makes the save. He doesn't see it, but it's in between his pads. Quickly, a reminder to our network affiliates, as we tick down under a minute left in the period, it's going to be a local break coming up, so just get ready to fire that commercial. When we go to break, the clock will run for 40 more seconds. It's 3-1 Aware in a first period that none of us expected. But man, a couple fun playoff games we've seen so far this year.
Yeah, this is my favorite period so far. Not because of the score, but just because it's beyond my expectation.
So
3-1.
The good thing is, and I think, well, we'll tell you after this. First of all, Mancorn's shot swallowed by Speck, which should get us close to the end of the period. I'm going to say in the first game I keep saying last week. We'll just keep saying last week because I'm going to say that regardless. First game last week, Siam Mandalay, epic performance. Second game, KCG, dynamic performance. Today so far, Aware with that kind of performance. If Lexicon does it in Game 2, all 4 teams with the showcase. Talk about that more in the second period. For now, 3-1 Aware, back with period 2 after this. It's Hockey Night in Thailand.
This is breaking news from ThailandTV.news. Now all the Thailand news is in one place. The latest reports from around the clock and around the world. Breaking Thailand news from all the world's top news sources, translated into 11 languages and updated 24 hours a day. Here's Ali with more.
ThailandTV.news has it all. The latest news, weather, and sports updates, plus up-to-the-minute events listings and fun things to do in Thailand. And that's not all. There's also entertainment, lifestyle, and travel news, including the latest visa information. If it's happening in Thailand, you'll find it here at ThailandTV.news.
It's all here at ThailandTV.news. All the latest news, weather, sports, they even cover ice hockey. It's all done at ThailandTV.news. Yes, it's all the Thailand news, all in one place.
Well, what a day we have today. And you just told me, and thank you for reminding me, it's Mother's Day. It's election day here in Thailand. It's the SHL playoffs, and I'm also told it's Eurovision. It just happened this morning, which as an American, it's just a rumor to me. But it's a big deal to some, to Daria for sure. She had her little Eurovision party this morning. It's a misdraw. We'll do it again. Saw Lampson and Bauer jostling for position, and the official says, take 2. 3-1 Aware after a first period that, Greg, has you shaking your head.
Yeah, I just wasn't expecting a 3-1 score at the end of the first period for Aware. You know, maybe for KCG, but not for Aware. And I'm happy to see that they're playing well.
So now, for Aware, you know the KCG charge is coming. The question is, can you give a little bit more help to James Speck than they did in that 8-goal outburst for KCG last game? Onlicker coming in for KCG. His shot was deflected. Goes wide behind the net. They switch sides as we begin the second period. KCG moves from left to right. Aware, who has possession of the puck now, will try and spring Patrick Forstner. Toth out of his goal crease to play it. And that was a smart decision as Patrick Forstner was all alone chasing after the puck. Back out to neutral, and there's Ernesto Bauer, who is skating after Christoph Onlicker had possession. Foully intercepts for Aware. Shots on goal favoring KCG 13-9, but where it counts, it's 3-1 in favor of the guys in red. Here's Chartsuan trying to get into the offensive attack, but could not get through the defense of Nick Lampson.
Oh.
Devin Michael, who scored a goal in the game, was taken out of position on that one on a nifty defensive play from Paul Stoddart. Actually, that's not Stoddart. That's 12, not 13. That's Mancorn. Here's Tan. You expect to see, with a 2-goal deficit, a whole lot of this first line for KCG while they try and get back into the hockey game.
Yeah, one more goal, they're going to get right back into the game. 2 goals always a little bit scary, but it is still early in the game, so they've got lots of time to come back.
There's Mancorn, tees one up. Blocker to side by Speck, but it's still KCG possession. KCG, not just the lead, there's a beautiful pass. Still loose in front, but the official a quick whistle, and that's music to the ears of James Speck.
Yes, it is. Those quick whistles are always helpful for the goalie, as are the goalposts, of course. The goalposts are the goalie's best friend. Quick whistles are a close second.
Well, the official was stationed, both of the officials were actually on this side of the ice. The guy who blew the whistle was looking at it from the same angle we were. I thought it was under Speck's pads as well from this angle. Then after the whistle, you could see it trickling out, but understandable in that situation. Here's Devin Michael. Skates in, fires one, does not get through, intercepted and cleared back out to neutral. And now Roscoe has to skate hard after it because David Bohr was just breathing down his neck. Foully for Aware. On the deflection from Michael, that will go the length of the ice, and there's an icing offensive zone draw coming for KCG. I keep saying today, what I keep starting to say, I feel like I've said that line, because every time I start to say something happens. This is a fast-moving hockey game. But what I was starting to say is, if KCG continues to dominate possession time as they have so far, Aware's playing with a relatively thin roster. You expect to see perhaps guys start to get tired. KCG has applied the pressure, but James Speck has been up to the challenge to this point, and his team has gotten him 3 goals. Yeah,
let's face it, James is holding the team in, despite their offensive prowess tonight. I'd say the story is still...
That's a beautiful play. And somehow Devin Michael had an opportunity on a shot there. It was loose in front. Now here comes Roscoe. He'll fire when it does not get through. And Alex Phelps will clear. Potential 2-on-1 if they hurry with Vic. Phelps didn't quite get there in time, and Speck has an easy save as everybody had a chance to catch up. And now a potential 2-on-1 the other way.
Wow.
This time it's Kelly Shim. He's got help alongside in the person of Michael White. I have to keep looking at my roster because we're so used to seeing White in the 11 jersey. Today he's in the 6. Here's Nick Lampson turning on the Jets but couldn't quite get around his man. He'll leave it back for David Bohr, who will overlap with Lampson. Onlicker, Bohr, Limpinpet, Lampson on the ice. That one loose in front. Ernesto Bauer is there to pick it up for Aware and get it back out to safety. And now a 2-on-1 again. Kelly Shim. Bauer stays on sides. Shim drops one back. There's Bauer. Forstner with him. Forstner has it back to Bauer! And Toth was able to get in the way of that one. I don't think that shot actually got off because Gabor Toth got his stick out there and intercepted that progress. That was the best opportunity in the second period for Aware thus far. Held in, not out momentarily. Kelly Shim has played pretty well this period. Gets it to Forstner. Here comes Forstner. Beautiful move. There's Forstner. Tries to go forehand to backhand. Couldn't get the shot away, but he still has possession of the puck. He's got Bauer in the middle of the ice. Patrick Forstner trying to clear some space. Fires one back to the blue line, looking for the deflection. They got one from Bauer in front, but it was not quite enough to get it over the pad of Gabor Toth, and now here's Lamson for KCG. Lamson gets around somebody, fires one on a deflection that goes over the cage. Lamson still has it now, circles, shoots one wide. 6 minutes into a fast-moving second period, no goals yet. Jan Isaacson trying to change that. He was looking for a deflection from Lamson, couldn't get it. That one's still loose. It stays in the offensive end. There's a shot that's turned aside. Big rebound, but it comes out to Tan Lim Pinpet. Now Speck gets a stick on to keep it moving. Onlicker has it, looking for a deflection. That seems to be the game plan today. A Lamson deflection and now a 2-on-1. Here's Forstner. He's got Maillard with him. Forstner puts the brakes on, and that may have cost him the chance of that 2-on-1. Now he'll just leave one in front. That was almost you could see what he was trying to do. He wanted to get it to Maillard, but if he just shot that puck, it might have been in. Here's Lamson coming in. Speck holds the puck out momentarily. Isaacson has his arms in the air, but the official says no, that's not a goal.
Yeah, and the referee looked very decisive on that, so that is no goal. You know, the last 5 minutes, we didn't see any goals, but that was just as exciting.
Real quick, while we have the opportunity, as Keith is handing me the card, I'll tell you to check out our hockey coverage on OTR. Got a chance to do a piece here. OTR is a YouTube channel focused on Thai food, culture, and history. And we were able to do a piece on the Siam Hockey League recently. Now here's a 2-on-1 again. Devin Michael snaps a shot. It's still loose in front and picked up by Brandon Vick. We'll talk more about that when we have a chance later, but this game is just too fast to get off topic. Jesse Starosta has a
offside.
Yeah, it's a offsides. It is a good call. We could see it in front of us here. But anyway, thank you so much to Keith, Thailand TV, Airy.tv, Channel 99, #Gretzky, for supporting what we're doing with OTR. It's a labor of love, but it's been so much fun to see the response of the community here, both in Thailand and overseas. Just hit our 25,000 subscriber mark today, a couple hours ago. 3-on-2 for Aware. Into the middle, that pass was looking for a deflection from White, and he does get a stick on it, but it goes wide of the net. KCG, how about these stats for James Speck, the goalkeeper for Aware? KCG, 20 shots, 1 goal.
Yeah, and he's the star of the game so far.
That's a bad turnover. Brandon Vick had a chance at that one, but briefly recovering for Aware was Eric Fowley, who's got possession now, and he'll just fling it around. Aware really has struggled to get the puck out of their own zone today. That's the only thing they haven't done well. Yeah. Otherwise, they've played a terrific hockey game.
And just getting back to those 20 shots, about 15 of them were quality shots.
That's a very good point. That's a long-range slap shot from Michael White, and easy pickings for Gabor Toth. Get a whistle and wholesale line changes for both sides. It wasn't long for Lamson, Limpinpet, and Isaacson to rest before they came back onto the ice.
Yeah, they're going to be on the ice more than half the game.
Forstner wins that draw cleanly. Shot didn't get through, and now Lamson almost sprung for a breakout, but the pass a little bit too long. He's got Limpinpet with him, slams the brakes on, does Lamson, spins around, but loses possession, and it's taken back by Forstner, Lamson's teammate on the Thai national team. Back to neutral ice. It's Onlicker, Lamson, Isaacson, Limpinpet, and Mancorn on the ice right now for KCG, trailing by 2 goals. This has been, as Greg just said a couple moments ago, one of the most exciting 0-0 periods you will see in hockey.
Yeah, this is great. Love it. Back and forth, and a lot of 2-on-1s and 3-on-2s by both teams.
Isaacson has it. carries the puck in himself on offense. Forstner at Oztimel. And now coming over to rotate on defense and pick him up was Chartsuan. It's back to Onlicker. He'll pass one into the middle. Somehow that found its way to Lamson. Tic-tac-toe. Isaacson scores. Finally, after about a full period of game time, KCG solves James Speck. And it was a brilliant passing play. Lamson to Isaacson. How many times have we said that? Give Jan Isaacson his 4th playoff goal after 26 in the regular season. That's a combined 30 this year.
Yeah, no chance for James Speck on that one. He dove across the crease trying to save it, but it was impossible to stop that one.
It would be, from the Aware side, pretty heartbreaking to go into the locker room, the proverbial locker room between periods, without a lead. They would really like to manage to at least maintain this advantage going into the third. James Speck has done everything you could possibly ask of him. The offense now trying to help him out. Maillard, a shot nearly handcuffed Toth, but he's able to make the save, and Alex Phelps collects it for KCG. We're down to 5.5 left in the second period. Aware 3, KCG 2. Vic with Starosta and Bohr. Brandon Vic to the middle looking for the deflection from Bohr, who is waiting on the goal mouth, but Speck was able to get a piece of that puck. Still offensive possession for KCG. Phelps towards the middle. That one deflected, but wide. Comes out to the blue line where Paul Stoddart was bothered for a moment, and Speck will simply catch the puck and slow it down for the whistle. Aware 3 goals on 15 shots, KCG 2 goals on 22 shots.
The other thing, Adam, we've only seen 1 penalty so far, right? That was against Michael White in the first period.
Yeah, that was only 3 or 4 minutes into the hockey game.
Pretty clean check, and there have been a few body hits out there, but they've been clean.
KCG with Mancorn and Onlicker on the blue line. That one also. They're getting... It's such a smart team in the way that they use deflections in front. That's how they play, and they've done it effectively today. The only thing that stopped them from a crooked number is the play of James Speck. Puck will trickle out to neutral ice where it's picked up by Mancorn. Look, KCG, as much firepower as they have, when you put Mancorn Sukwibun as one of the league's best players on the blue line as a sub for KCG, it almost feels unfair. Here's Patrick Forstner, 1-on-4. Never stopped him before. Skates through the goal mouth and loses possession on the wraparound. Here's Limpinpet, 3-on-2, developing quickly back the other way. Lamson has it into the middle, but his pass was behind Isaacson, and tripping over the puck was Kelly Shim. It was a bit of Benny Hill show as 2 or 3 guys sort of lost their footing on the same possession with the same puck. But either way, Limpinpet's shot bothered and blocked by Ono Susutikul. Mancorn has it at the blue line, down to 3.5 left in the period. Isaacson to Lamson, beautiful pass, but just an inch too far. Comes back out to neutral. Michael White was the closest man to it, but you're starting to see, and I hate to say it, but so much time in the defensive zone as Speck makes a nice save on Lamson. Starting to see some of the guys unaware look like they are slowing down just a touch. It is something that would happen no matter who you are, no matter who you play. When you're constantly playing defense, you're working so much harder.
Yeah, I saw that Michael White, who's a good hockey player, he was a bit slow in the play. He is one of the older guys in the league, but yeah, he didn't seem to have the normal hustle that he would have on that play.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'm not trying to point the finger at one player in particular. You just see, you know, if there's we have a combined 33 minutes of game time gone by. Oh, that was off the pipe. That was nearly off the inside of the post. I wondered if that might have snuck in.
Yeah, it did look like it curved in and out.
But either way, it is no goal officially, and that's how we'll play on. Devin Michael with Maillard. He'll slam the brakes on, goes to the middle. There's White, a shot! And a save from Toth. Still in for a moment, but now Gabe Roscoe chasing after. My point is, I'm not pointing the finger at Michael White or anybody in particular. The whole team has been probably 75% of the game in their own defensive zone.
Yeah, they're having a hard time breaking out. But when they do, they had a couple of 3-on-2s, but they just couldn't capitalize on those plays in this period.
David Bohr has it. Aware has been better defensively here in the second for sure. That one was lost in front, and it's under the body of Speck. We get a whistle, and somehow that stayed out.
Wow. How did it stay out?
James Speck was doing some Cirque du Soleil in front of the goal.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it, because he was flopping all around and up in the air.
Yeah, the second choice was, it looked like SeaWorld, but I thought that sounded too insulting. Yeah. That was actually a fantastic play from Speck, but he did everything he could do to keep that puck out, and high danger chances James Speck has stopped in this game is a crazy number. Still not out. Forstner's able to get a stick on it, but loses it. Lamson takes it right away. Highway robbery. Loose in front, blocked by Aware. Ono got a stick on it, and now Ono's chasing down Mancorn. But right back in for KCG. Now there's a quick turnover. Bauer couldn't quite connect on the pass, and we're 25 seconds away from the end of the period, and somehow Aware to this point has survived by the skin of their teeth. It's a local break coming up for our stations. Just be aware. Local break in 15 seconds. Here's Patrick Forstner. Snaps a pass for Bauer, who got a stick on it, stays on side. Leaves one back behind him with 5, with 4. Forstner calling for it. Centering pass, but nothing doing, and that's the end of the second period. Man, the hair on my arms is standing up. What a third period we have coming. Back after this, it's the playoffs on Thailand's biggest night for hockey. Hockey Night in Thailand. Well, all right, hold on. There's James Speck. Okay. I was waiting because the guys were lining up for the face-off. There was no goalie in net for Aware, and I was like, guys, stop. And there's a lot on the shoulders of that man, James Speck, as he skates back out with a 1-goal lead and the season on the line for Aware. Adam Gottschalk, Greg Beatty, Keith Mueller and the crew. Greg, let's reset this one. Tell me how we got here and what we are looking to see in the next 17 minutes as we decide perhaps who moves on to the championship or whose season comes to an end.
Well, how we got here was Aware scored the first 2 goals, which kind of nobody was expecting, I don't think. They expected to score some goals during the game, but not the first 2 of the game. And they've managed to slow down that front line, the first line of KCG.
Nick Lamson stick handling in. KCG with possession. Lamson, what a move. What a pass and what a save. I don't know how Speck got that one on the doorstep, but the second one, point-blank range shot from Limpinpet, that felt like child's play to Speck after that first one he made on that possession. Man, he didn't even break a sweat on the second save, and that was a point-blank rocket.
Yeah, right into his glove. The guy's a rock tonight. 28 shots.
26 saves.
Normally that would be a full game total, and we've just started the third period, because you think 10 shots per period, 30 shots a game. He's already faced 28.
But look, earlier this year when Aware had that brief hot streak about 2/3 of the way through the season, there's a shot. That's a save. The rebound is somehow stopped by Toth. He didn't see it, but he got his body in front of it and then covers with the glove to get the whistle. Back-to-back saves from Gabor Toth.
Great save. He wanted to clear the puck because he doesn't want to waste time on the clock, right? The clock is ticking. It's running time. He wants to give his team every chance to get the puck down to the other end. 15 minutes and 10 seconds remaining.
This is what I was saying, though, is that when Aware had their hot streak earlier in the season, this was the formula. It really was 3-2, 4-3 games with James Speck standing on his head. When he's hot, he's almost unbeatable. But almost is the key word, and certainly KCG has the weapons to test him. Now springing a potential breakaway from Michael White. He collects the puck. He's got Maillard with him, trying to find it, but a nice play by Paul Stoddart, getting a stick in the way, and it's cleared back out to neutral by Starasta. Eric Fowley will come in. Aware both trying to add to their lead and keep possession, run some clock here. As you said, the clock runs on stoppages. There's Kelly. Shim's shot deflected in front. Toth sprawls to make the save and hold a 3-2 deficit. That's 3 golden opportunities for Aware in this period to build on the lead, but we've talked so much about James Speck's performance. Gabor Toth up to the challenge this period, and that's the reason why his team's still in this hockey game.
Yeah, some great saves by Gabor.
Puck cleared, but not for long. Onlicker got a piece, but Harrison Ostemel will intercept. Ostemel, no numbers. He'll carry the puck in offensively, looking for some traffic in front. He does find it, but it's wearing gray. Limpinpet, Lampson, and Mancorn, they're the 3 who charge down the ice for KCG. No advantage in numbers. Puck loose. Lampson first man to it. That's been happening a lot today. Nick Lampson's playing a fantastic game, and that's a cheap penalty. I'm sorry.
He was going for the puck.
That was not a trip. That's the first bad call in this game, but that was a bad call. I saw it as it happened, and I remember as soon as that happened, I thought, you cannot call that. Then the arm went up, and the arm went up tentatively, which I hate to see. That is a massive, massive penalty awarded to KCG as their power play chance here with the league's best offense. 103 goals in the regular season for KCG. Now they'll try and score here on the power play to tie it up, and right away on the doorstep, Limpinpet's shot was bothered by Speck. It goes wide, loose in front and cleared. The penalty was assessed to
I don't know who
16 in red, so Thor Chartsuwan. So Chartsuwan in the box for another 2 minutes. Lampson has it. Lampson leaves it behind him to Mancorn. Checked in the corner, but picked up by Isaacson. Yeah, Isaacson carries. Got a piece of Speck. Nobody there to pick it up, though, so it stays KCG possession. Another minute and 44 here in the power play. 12 minutes and 15 seconds left in regulation of the game. Lampson calling for the puck in front of the net. Instead, it's in the corner. Back behind the net, there's Limpinpet. He's got Mancorn with him. Floats one, save, rebound, score. Nick Lampson ties the game on a brutal penalty call that leads to a power play that should not have happened. But I will say this. There was not going to be much longer with Nick Lampson held off the scoreboard the way he's played in this hockey game.
Yeah, he has been playing well. He's just been kept off the scoreboard until now. So he hasn't been lighting up the red light like he did last game, but he's playing just as well. He's setting up a lot of plays, skating well, playing smart.
And a whole new hockey game, 3-3 our score. Bouncing puck held in by Jan Isaacson. KCG has not led in this hockey game. Lampson trying to change it, and he does. Rifles one home, and oh no. Aware has gone as far as they can in this game, but KCG's strength is starting to show. And it's Nick Lampson, back-to-back goals for 17 in gray, and he's given KCG a 4-3 lead.
Yeah, hopefully that doesn't break the camel's back here with Aware. They've got to keep their confidence up. They're only down 1 goal. And they've got more than 10 minutes to score another goal to put it into overtime, or score 2 goals in regulation time.
Jesse Starasta centering pass, stolen right back by Bohr. Now, as you said, it's Pressure's on. 10 minutes and 33 seconds for Aware to both solve Gabor Toth and hold KCG off the scoreboard. But that won't help. Brandon Vick had it into the middle for Bohr. Look, okay, I'm going to say this. The penalty call assessed leading to the power play that tied the game was a bad call.
Yes.
However, that should have been a penalty, as Brandon Vick's stick was so obviously. I think that might have been a makeup.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think it was.
You can't be any more obvious about holding the stick than that. No penalty assessed, though. 33 shots for KCG, 19 for Aware. 10 minutes left to go in this outstanding hockey game. Aware, if they do not win this one, season ends. Here's Bauer, tripped on a breakaway. Will he get a penalty shot? He will get a power play, that's for sure. We'll see if they award him a penalty shot.
No, just a penalty.
It's probably the right call. You like to see power. I mean, look, we all like to see penalty shots, but
that was close.
It was close. It was a trip. The penalty awarded to Aware. Skating off for KCG's Paul Stoddart. So now, 2.5 minutes on the clock. It's Aware's first chance with a power play in this hockey game, and immediately a face-off win and clear for KCG. This is probably the best chance for Aware the rest of the way to tie this one up. Running clock, 2 minutes and 15 seconds left in regulation. Aware led 2-0. They led 3-1, and it's now 4-3 KCG, and it's all because of the individual effort of Nick Lamson, who is having if there was a Conn Smythe trophy in the SHL playoffs to this point, there's your leader in the clubhouse. 6 goals in 2 games for Lamson.
Yeah, he's hot at the right time. I mean, he scored a lot during the season, but not like this. This is, and he's closely checked all the time too. So he's doing amazing things out there.
That was a bad turnover from Patrick Forstner, who just lost control of the puck, and it comes in right to possession of KCG, who will clear. So far, it's been a discombobulated power play for Aware. No chances offensively, and already half of the duration of the penalty gone by. Isaacson for KCG, just chewing up some clock. Fantastic penalty killing for KCG, combined with a couple of mistakes from Aware, and all of a sudden you got 2.5 minutes gone by, and now we have a whistle away from the puck.
Oh, he's calling a penalty on each team.
Matching minors.
Yeah, Ernesto Bauer.
And Mancorn Sukwibun, I believe, are the two who are going to skate off. Mancorn's laughing about it. Ernesto is not so happy, but they're both making their way to the penalty box. The matching minors will not affect the guys on the ice, but what it will do is it's going to end this power play because the clock kept running. So as the clock continues to run, that matching minor is going to take all but the last seconds off of the power play, and to call this a bad power play for Aware would be an insult to bad power plays. Forget about no shots, no offensive zone time. Not even a pass in the offensive zone in the entire power play. There's a shot. That tricked Toth loose in front of him, and he'll cover and get the whistle. So as I say that, they win the faceoff and at least get a scoring opportunity. But the power play's over just like that.
Yep.
So Stoddart is going to be released from the box as soon as this face-off is taken. And here he comes. Power play over. Eric Fowley has it. Fowley's shot caught a piece of the glove of Toth and goes behind the net. Down to 6 minutes and 17 seconds left in the hockey game. It's 4-3 KCG. A third period comeback on an upstart Aware team that has done everything but solve Gabor Toth in the last period plus of this game. There's a steal from Lamson. Lamson in, save, puck loose and not out. And another whistle, and Nick Lamson just threw a punch. So, and he's still going at it. Something happened that triggered Nick Lamson, and I'm sorry, but that's one of the worst things I've seen in the SHL.
Yeah.
That is going to be a game misconduct, and perhaps Nick Lampson's outstanding, memorable postseason might have ended. I don't know how, after a fight like that, there's not some kind of results that come from it. That was pretty ugly.
Yeah, because was that Matthew Maillard?
It's Maillard, correct.
He did not fight back. He kind of was very passive on that, at least when the punching started. I don't know what happened beforehand.
They're escorting him to the penalty box, which I'm surprised about because I would have thought that would have been an automatic game misconduct. I will say I'm surprised. That was pretty bad.
Yeah, and normally Nick Lampson's a very gentlemanly player.
I was going to use the exact same word as that.
That's very uncharacteristic for him.
But that was a Ty Domi kind of fight.
Yeah, he definitely had the angry on, that's for sure.
So the clock is stopped as the officials are sorting this out. They've got the captains together below us, and we're going to see what the end result of this is. I don't know what triggered it. I have not seen Nick Lampson. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen anybody in the SHL that upset. So something must have set him off. I don't know what it is, so I can't make judgments about it. But the result and the reaction was undisciplined and honestly a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah, and as I look at the goalies, okay, James Speck's on the bench resting up, but Gabor's laying down flat on the ice as if he might be injured or something, because normally Gabor would not rest like that, flat out in the ice.
Well, might be meditating.
No, Gabor, he does not meditate. at least not with his mouth closed. He's always on. He's always fired up.
This is going to take a while to sort out. You've got the captains below us, Harris Nozdemel and Jesse Starosta, along with the alternate captains, Alex Phelps and Devin Michael. They're going to discuss this with the officials, and this might take a minute to sort out, as that sort of, let's say, to kill the momentum of the game would be an understatement. That was something that I think neither of us saw coming, that has certainly interrupted the flow of this hockey game and put a completely new spin. I will be shocked if you see Nick Lampson back on the ice for the rest of this game. To be honest, I'll be surprised if you see him on the ice next game.
Yeah, and guess what? If there is a next game, and he's out for the next game, and Jan Isaacson is going to Sweden this week, he will not play in the next game either.
Well, if there is a next game, there will certainly be a next game. The only question is it the game 3 in this matchup, or is it a championship game? I'm a big Nick Lampson fan. He's one of my favorite guys in the league to watch play. I'm a bit disgusted at what we just saw, and I don't know what triggered it. So while the officials sort this out, we'll trust them and the captains to come to a conclusion. We are just probably seconds away from the game resuming, but we'll see how this is all unwound at the scorer's table below us. The game still has not restarted. We're right now over a 5-minute delay because of the fight we saw behind the net between Matthew Maillard and Nick Lampson, although we can't really call it a fight because only one of them was throwing punches.
Right, so I see 5-on-4 out there.
It's 5-on-5. Oh, you're right. 5-on-4. KCG is down a man. We'll see if it's a 5-minute penalty.
Oh, okay, yep, 5 minutes.
So there's not going to be enough room on the scoreboard, I think, to completely tell the story of everything that's happening. The end result in this, if I had to guess looking at the scoreboard, it's that Maillard may get a 2.5-minute minor, and it's going to be a 5-minute major assessed to Nick Lampson. That would be my guess based on seeing how the scoreboard's reading at the moment, in which case it would be a 4-on-4 for 2.5 minutes and then a power play for, and that's what's happening. We see Kelly Shim skating off the ice. Okay. So my guess is we're going to see 2.5 minutes of 4 aside, followed by the remainder of this hockey game being an aware power play down by a goal, with Nick Lampson, the best player in the playoffs so far for KCG off the ice, perhaps indefinitely. You cannot lose your discipline and cost your team that badly.
Especially in a playoff game, right? Not only are you costing your team because you got a penalty, but it happens to be Nick Lampson, a goal scorer. So, he's nullified his own offense.
He has been the best player in the postseason. So we were just saying he would be your Conn Smythe winner. He will not win the Lady Byng.
Yeah, that's right.
Delay continues. We're going to be close to 7 or 8 minutes at a minimum. I don't know what time this delay started, but that's taking a long time to sort out, and I understand why on the part of the officials. That's not something you see frequently here in the SHL, but I believe the end result, as we just explained, will be 4-a-side for 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah.
After which point, Maillard will come out of the box, and the remainder of this hockey game will likely be an advantage for Aware. There will be 47 seconds left on the clock when the power play expires. However, if Aware has not tied the game, most likely they would pull the goalie at that stage, and either way you'll see
that's true.
an advantage in skaters. But Aware wins the faceoff. We're back to hockey. It's going to be more than a 5-minute delay, close to 10 when it's all said and done, but Aware on sides maintains possession. Man, you feel like the wind is just out of the sails of this game right now. The whole arena feels quieter.
Yeah, it definitely has slowed down the pace of the game. It's a 1-goal difference, 5 minutes left in the third period, but it doesn't seem the guys are fired up right now.
That face-off won by KCG trickles back out to neutral, where Pony will collect. He was a regular SHL player last year, and this year he is abroad at university, but he's back here to play in this hockey game. And he's got the puck now, number 5 in red. Nice note handed to us before the game from Dom Dumas, so thank you for that. Puck loose, held in for a moment by Aware, but Alex Phelps will steal, and now we have a whistle behind the play.
Penalty.
And that might go against KCG, in which case we're looking at a minute and 20 seconds from now, a 2-man Aware advantage. Jan Isaacson is fuming, and I did not see what happened. I can't call that a good call or a bad call because it was away from the puck. I wasn't even looking at that side of the ice.
Yeah, nor was I. But now the two big goal scorers for KCG are in the penalty box.
And now because of the penalty and the officials are at the scorer's table, I was going to say that's going to run some more clock off the 4-a-side, but the clock is stopped.
Looks like Aware's having I don't know if they're having a 30 second. No, they're not. Well, maybe they are having a 30-second timeout. They're having a huddle over at their bench in any regard.
All right, so you have potentially coming up a 2.5 minute. Actually, make that you have about a minute of a power play for Aware coming up. You have another minute of 2-man advantage, followed by another 2 minutes of power play. All right, Mr. Toth.
Plus pulling the goalie.
This is the test of Gabor Toth's playoff life. You know he's a guy who likes challenges, and he's about to face an onslaught if Aware can take advantage. Their last power play was, let's say, less than powerful, but they are on the advantage, and they're offsides. Man, what a mistake. Torch Hartsuan was just standing on the wrong side of the blue line. Aware has shot themselves, not even in the foot, they're shooting themselves all up and down the leg with their power play.
Yeah, and the clock is running. Time is their enemy right now.
This game will be decided by Aware's power play, which is going to go to a 2-man advantage in 20 seconds. Aware wins that draw. It's Puni with the puck, bothered defensively by Onlicker. Puni still has it taken away, and Onlicker just clears. Man, Aware has got to figure out how to run a power play in a very short amount of time, because no rhyme or reason to it to this point. The only shot on 2 power plays has been directly off of a faceoff. Patrick Forstner skates in. Forstner with the puck himself. Loses possession for the moment. Forstner still has it. Now leaves it to Punny. He's got it. Fires one. Gloved down in front by one of his teammates. A whistle. And a hand pass. That'll just bring a fan. It's going to be a hand pass, I believe, assessed to Aware, which brings the face-off out to neutral ice. And now the two-man advantage is a running clock, and Aware's not even in a hurry.
Yeah.
Let's see what the next 2 minutes and 40 seconds hold, but this is desperation time for Aware. Now KCG. Stoddart will skate off. That's a little gamesmanship, just running some clock. Forstner does win the face-off, but Fowley has it taken right off his stick. Limpinpet has it, comes in, now he'll just smartly hook off, run some clock. Two-man advantage for Aware, and they're not even going to touch the puck. 20 seconds left in the two-man advantage, and playing keep away is KCG effectively. What a brilliant penalty-killing performance from KCG in this hockey game.
And they've still got control of the puck.
Tan Lim Pinpet has it, jams one off the side of the net, and with 4 seconds left in a two-man advantage, this is the first time Aware's touched the puck, and it lasts one pass before another turnover. Well, if this game ends with the score as it stands right now, or a KCG win by any score, that shot almost snuck in under the crossbar. Aware cannot say they didn't have opportunities, and they'll have the entire offseason to think about what they could have done with a better power play. And James Speck will leave the ice. 1 minute and 28 seconds left, and Aware with one last chance to make a charge in this game, and they're going to pull the goalkeeper. There's a snapshot. Toth saves and holds. The clock will stop as it's a one-goal margin. You know, all the talk about about James Speck in this game, hats off to Gabor Toth.
Yeah, he's come up big in the last half of the game.
21 saves on 24 shots. Face-off won by Aware. Gabe Roscoe fighting forward at the blue line. It comes back out where it's picked up by Puni. Into the middle, Forstner an opportunity. It's loose in front. It's covered by Toth.
Whoa.
And another whistle.
Oh.
Quickly, before we continue play, I want to thank our production crew. This is only game 1 of 2. We got another one after this. It feels like we've just gone through a heavyweight title fight. Executive producer of Hockey Night in Thailand, Keith Mueller. Camera crew, Jin, Pong, Ellie, Opor, Tanya, and Sonia. Cannot wait to go home and watch the replay of this one. Oztamel has it. We are down to 1 minute left in the game. And there's a turnover and a clear. There is no goalie in net for Aware. You see, look down below us. Everybody waiting for the next game is watching this game. 4-3 KCG trying to secure a spot in the championship game. Aware one last chance. They have a power play and they have the goalie pulled. Roscoe's shot was bothered and deflected wide. Power play just ended, by the way. So now it is a 6-on-5 advantage in skaters. And loose puck won by KCG. They'll fling it the length of the ice. That's an icing. So with 23.9, offensive zone draw coming for Aware.
So it's up to the face-off man here. He's got to win the face-off. Aware's got to win the face-off, get a shot away.
I'm going to give you my player of the game, by the way, right now. After this face-off. It's not going to be who you expect it to be. Face-off won by KCG, and Onlicker clears. 18 seconds, now 17, 16. Aware's season will end if they cannot pot a goal in the next 10 seconds. That's offsides. Roscoe in ahead of the play with 10.3. The face-off will come back out to neutral ice. My player of the game, and it's not close.
Drum roll.
Christoph Onlicker.
Really? Okay.
There's a reason why Aware has had no offensive zone time in the game. That guy who missed a lot of time earlier this season has found himself in the passing lane throughout this hockey game. And man, won't get a lot of praise when all you're doing is playing defense, but that is the end of the hockey game. KCG goes to the championship. Gabor Toth throws the equipment in the air to celebrate the first high five from Onlicker. The defensive pairing of Onlicker and Phelps was the story in the second part of this hockey game today as they dominated play in the last 18 to 20 minutes. And my goodness, KCG overcoming all odds, overcoming 7 minutes of power play time for Aware, overcoming the loss of perhaps their best player. Man, oh man, what a game. We'll tell you about it next, though. Greg, final thoughts? I'm told we're running late. We got to wrap this up. We got another game coming. Give me your last thoughts on this game, and we'll talk about it more in the pregame for game number 2.
Final thoughts are, it was 2 different games in one game. The first half was all about Aware. The second half was all about KCG. KCG got one more goal. It could have gone either way. Both teams played well. There was a bit of a lull after that 7-minute break. Probably the best team won.
Somebody needs to help Gabor Toth's gear from getting run over by the Zamboni. We are going to step aside. We'll come back with game 2. This has been a whale of a first game of the doubleheader. I can't wait to see what the second game has in store. Siam, Mandalay, and Lexicon Lumberjacks coming up next.
That'll be a good one.
We're going to take a break and get some donuts and coffee. This has been game 1 of our playoff doubleheader. It's Hockey Night in
This
Thailand.
has been a presentation of Thailand TV.tv, winner of the SHL Golden Mike Award for excellence in broadcasting for Hockey Night in Thailand.